Hi everyone, welcome back to Caprine Cottage. My name is Anne and today we're back in the studio for a normal podcast episode. Welcome to 2026. I'm so happy to see you here. So yeah, it's been a bit. I did take an intentional kind of holiday New Year break, but it ended up kind of being longer than I guess I planned or anticipated, but also it feels really good and really right that I did that. But I guess I'll start off by saying Happy New Year, Happy 2026. And yeah, I think that that's a good way to start this, is sort of to talk about my goals and intentions for this channel for the next year. And I've been spending a lot of time kind of thinking about scheduling and maintaining a schedule and the way that I keep falling short on that. And I saw this thing recently, and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but it was about capacity and consistency in our lives. And if you plan your goals at your highest ability day, and when you have the most capacity, you're having the best day, and you plan your goals as if that is the way you act and behave each day, you're inevitably going to be disappointed because you can't consistently perform at your highest capacity. And that got me really thinking, because it's something I realize that I do all the time, and I'm sure many of you will relate to this, where you're having a really good day, you're really inspired, you have a lot of energy, and you're like, okay, I'm going to set a new schedule, I'm going to do these things, I'm going to plan all these things, and then inevitably we can't maintain that level of, we can't be consistent in that way, because that's just not the way life is. Inevitably we have ups and downs, and our energy ebbs and flows. There's all kinds of variables in our lives. And so that's something I'm really working on, is trying to, set my goals at my lowest capacity, because then inevitably you will succeed, because you're going to have days where you're feeling great. So all that's to say that I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick to a really consistent schedule. And I've kind of promised myself that I'm just not going to promise okay, here's the schedule. In 2 weeks, we're going to have this. In 1 week, we're going to have this. Videos are just going to come when they come. And I'm sure you won't mind. But I just thought I would talk a little bit about that, because I think that it's something that's relatable to everyone, regardless of what your profession is or what your life is like. I guess I'll just do the normal apologies in the beginning, which is Feeney's in her room making a lot of sounds. She'll probably settle down. Also, it's winter here. It's so impossible to find a good time to film. Right now, the light is actually pretty good. The sun keeps coming out, and then it messes everything up, but we're kind of okay right now, so hopefully it stays that way. Again, sorry for the banging. Hopefully I can edit it out. A lot of the time, the sound feels worse to me, and I can edit it out in post, and I feel like you guys don't hear it as much. Another thing that I wanted to bring up or talk about was comments, and I've been feeling so internally guilty, because I've been really slow to respond to comments, but I have now cleared out my comment log, whatever you want to call it. I've responded to everything. And I just want to thank you so much for your comments. I love reading them, and I do read them all as they come in, but I don't always respond right away, and I'm so sorry for that. And some of you have done this, but if you have a question that you want an answer to, you're asking me about a pattern or a yarn or something, and I'm not getting back to you, feel free to message me on Instagram. You can just DM me there. It's totally fine. You're also always welcome to email me if you're looking for a more timely response to things. But I did want to just take a moment, and I have said this a little bit before, but I kind of couldn't bring myself to read the comments on my alfalfa video after everything that ended up happening. But I did go through and I read all of those comments, and I didn't respond. I just liked them, because I just couldn't, it was too emotionally intense for me to respond to them. But I just wanted to extend a really heartfelt, genuine thank you, because reading all of your stories about your animals or your experiences, or just knowing that you're there and you cared, or that you enjoyed seeing a little bit about him before obviously he passed, just meant a lot to me. So thank you so much for that. I'm sorry I didn't write back. It was too much. But I do have really intense gratitude that you sent those to me and you took the time out of your day to do that. So I guess that brings us to our next thing, which I feel like this is a little all over the place. Hey, but it is what it is, which is that the cal is almost over. So you're going to be seeing this on the 16th, I think. I was going to put this out earlier in the week and maybe I'll put it out on the 15th. I'm not sure. It just depends on how long editing takes. But you'll probably see this on the 16th. Technically, we had planned the end date of the cal to be the 15th, but I decided to extend submissions to the 18th because that gives everybody another weekend to, like, if you need to go somewhere to take pictures, if, you know, there's something that you can't do during the work week, like, I completely understand that not everyone has as flexible of a schedule as I do. So I wanted to extend that to give you guys just like a little more room. I have received a bunch of submissions already. At first they were a little slow to come in and I was nervous. I was like, oh my God, maybe nobody finished theirs, but so many of you have, and it's just been such a joy to see your projects. I will respond back to each of your emails, and I appreciate you taking the time to submit. Like, I'll pull names for prizes probably next week. So I'll film. I'm going to just write all the names on papers and then maybe Caleb will choose them, or the cats or something. But I'll film us doing that and, you know, show who won each prize. But I will also directly email the winners. I think that will be the easiest way. So that's how you will find out if you won. And yeah, again, thank you so much for participating in the cal. You can see I'm wearing my Pelica, but we will talk about that in just a minute. I just wanted to get through some announcements. But yes, this video will come out in time for you. This is your final reminder. If you participated in the knit along and you want to submit your project for prizes, there is a post on Instagram that has all of the guidelines, and there is also a post here on my YouTube channel under the posts tab. So if you go on the channel and it's all the way to the right, it'll say like videos, shorts, live streams. I don't know. It says all different things, and posts is at the very end. I know on mobile, you have to kind of like push it. You have to scroll sideways. So if you're looking for that, it's there. And yeah, just final reminder if you want to be part of that. And I'm really excited because many of you have submitted pictures and said that you want to be in the collage. I'm going to collage together a group like photo so we can see all of our projects together. I think it's going to be really exciting and cute, and yeah, it makes me really happy. So make sure you indicate if you want to participate in that or not. Yeah, just got my little guy here. He's actually not little. He's quite heavy. He's so happy. I might have to move you at some point. The final thing I will ask is a little bit about scheduling, but it's not going to be hard and fast. The other thing is I just have been wanting to like take a little more time making my videos because I want to improve the quality. Like, I don't really set like resolutions for the new year, but I always set goals. And one thing, like one of my big goals this year is to improve my like cinematography, filming abilities. Like I'm looking for some kind of online class. I don't know if you know, like Skillshare has some stuff or something like that, to learn a little bit more about using the camera. And because I just put it on like auto settings, I don't know anything about adjusting for light, and that's something I really want to learn about. So yeah, that's another reason why I want to kind of space my videos out a little more, or just not put so much pressure on to be consistent, is I want to improve the quality of them for you guys. But on that note, what I was going to say, I always get sidetracked, is I want to ask you guys which video you would prefer to see first. I think I'm probably going to make both of these, and I know that it's going to feel a little late on some of them, but like I said, we're just kind of moving slowly. I would like to do a video of everything I knit in 2025 and do like a finished object parade kind of thing and show you guys all my finished projects. I really like to make those videos because it's really a good reminder for me to see all the things I've done, because I have that like inside voice that always says you're not doing enough. And so it's really good to reflect. And sometimes I think it's just fun to have them all in one place, especially if people have questions about them. So that's one thing, everything I knit in 2025. Or the other video is going to be knitting plans and organizing my stash. That's another goal for 2026. is going to be, my stash is like pretty well organized. I actually tidied a little bit. I still need to tidy the barrister's bookcase. It's a mess, but all my totes, they're right over there. You can't see them, but they're right there. I've kind of tidied them, but my big goal is to weigh, photograph, and put everything into Ravelry, because then I will know exactly what I'm sitting on. Also, my dad gave me, he had a whole stash of like sweater weight, bulky weight, vintage mohair, which I will share that another day. And my mom actually, she's been working for a friend of ours, and she found a whole box of vintage mohair. So I have added a huge amount of yarn to my collection, and I just would like to have it all documented in one place so I kind of know what I'm working with, because my stash has grown quite a bit this year, I guess. And I have done some organizing, and I put together a whole basket of things that I want to knit in this coming year. So I'm pretty sure I said this after Rhinebeck, but I did like another reassessment, and I had to pick up some different single skeins and stuff, but I think I have all of my yarn for all of my projects for 2026. And don't quote me too closely, because we all know something will tempt me. But yeah, so those are the two things. Would you like to see a knitting plans for 2026 or everything I knit in 2025 first? Which one would you like to see first? I'll put up a poll in the post tab. Once this is up, it will be up. So just go look for that, or you can comment down below. I'll count both. But all that aside, oh my gosh, that took 13 minutes. But we haven't chatted like this since November. So lots to catch up on, because it was just vlogs for December. So yeah, but now we will move into the podcast. Thank you for bearing with me. We'll just jump right into finished objects, which the most obvious is my Pelica. Sniff is sort of blocking it, but I did film like a little vertical video. I'll put it right here so you can kind of see, like I show you the whole thing. And I am so pleased with how the Pelica came out. I think I mentioned before that I sized down a needle size. I'm so happy I swatched. When we had our little Zoom, 2 of you came, and it was really fun to chat with you guys, and both of you said that you never swatch, and I sort of used to be that person before I started knitting garments, and I just think it's so brave to not swatch, because now I rely on that information so much, and so far, knock on wood, it has never led me to astray. Something else I've been noticing about my gauge is just how much it can change from day to day or month to month. So that's an interesting thing to observe. So I used Retrosaria Rosa Pomar Brusca, which is the yarn this pattern was designed in. And the color I used is called 580C. It's like, you know, this nice sludgy swamp green, swamp brown that I just love so dearly. I did size down, I guess, I'm looking at my Ravelry. I sized down to a size 6 needle. I think it calls for a 7. It was so much fun to make this. At first, when I looked at the pattern, I was a little nervous with that like provisional cast on in the beginning, and then just the construction was very unique, but it ended up just flowing so easily, and it was a lot of fun. I will say that this is what always happens when I knit a garter stitch project. His little face, I'm sorry, I can see him in the viewfinder. But whenever I knit a garter stitch project, I'm just like, oh my God, it takes so long. Like, I feel like it takes forever to grow. So I was getting a little bored. And also, I really don't love to knit things flat. Like, that's just, I think a lot of people feel that way, that they would prefer to knit in the round. And I definitely feel that way. Obviously, garter stitch in the round is a pain. But there's something about that, like stopping, turning, it like throws off my like flow, I guess is the best way to put it. But overall, it was a great experience. My fit is honestly, like, I want to say perfect. Like, I love how this fits. I was concerned about, sorry, the cat. I was concerned about the arm side like this here, that it was going to be too snug under my arms. That is like an ongoing, constant problem for me, especially when sewing. I definitely have broader shoulders and like a deeper arm side than I would say like the average woman, like what patterns are designed for. And so that's definitely an issue for me. But, and I saw like once I, whatever, what do you even do? I don't even remember how, when you connect. It's like I knit this and then I forgot the whole process. But it looked a little small and shallow, but once I blocked it, it was totally fine. And I actually blocked this pretty like, I don't know, lightly. What do people say? Like I didn't stretch it very much, so I could definitely get more out of it if I wanted to. Some other people told me theirs grew a ton, and so I was a little nervous. So I was maybe more, you know, I didn't block it as aggressively as I could have because I didn't want it to grow too much. The buttons I used are from Hall and Hoof Farm. They make those really gorgeous ceramic buttons. And they have some ceramic buttons that I want so badly, but I'm waiting for the perfect project. But these are their wooden buttons, and I saw them at the festival at Rhinebeck, and they had such a beautiful selection of wooden buttons that it made me aware, I guess, that they also do wooden buttons. These are made of locust wood, and it's really cool. Most of their wood, I think, is, like sustainably harvested. They find it fallen on their farm. And yeah, it was just a really nice experience to work with them. Obviously, this is like not sponsored in any way. I purchased these buttons from them 100% with my own money. And they were just, I had to contact them for customer service, and they were so kind and helpful. And I just really recommend their business. And I love how the two browns go together. This vest feels so hobbity for me, which is always my goal, is to become a hobbit and vibe with the hobbits. So yeah, it fulfills all those dreams. And I'm wearing it with my zero waist gather dress. I did see Lorna from Thread and Yarn. She wore this exact combo, like her zero waist gather with the Pelica over it. And yeah, that was a huge inspiration for me. And I thought I would wear them together today because I just thought hers looked so cute. And it is like a really cute combination, and obviously comfy. And it keeps you nice and warm. So that's my main finished object. The other things I don't have with me because they were gifts, but I'll put some pictures, or one of them I might not have a picture for, but for my best friend, I made her this seedling hot water bottle cover and bottle. I gave her the bottle too, but I didn't make that. I'll put a picture here. Came out so cute, and I have 2 more bottles, like the insert part, and I'm looking forward to making those. It's really nice because I think I talked about this a little bit already in a vlog, but it uses not very much of Shetland fingering weight yarn, like jumper weight yarn, and I have tons of like scrapped single balls because it's my favorite yarn, and I use it for color work, so it's perfect to use up for a little project like this. And I think my friend liked it. That's such a cute little pattern. I think it's, the perfect size to put like in your pocket. That's what I am looking forward to doing once I make one for myself, is I think it'd be great to keep, put in your pocket, have your hands warm when you're out on a cold walk. The other thing I finished was I made a shelterwood cap also for Caleb from, I don't know the name of the designer for the seedling hot water bottle cover. But I'll make sure it's all going to be linked down below. That's your reminder that if you're looking for pattern information, designer information, it's all linked below and you can find it there. But I made Caleb a shelterwood cap just like mine, and it's pretty much exactly the same as mine. So if you go back an episode or 2, you'll see mine. And he loves it. He's already been wearing it so much that I don't have any pictures of it. And I have no idea where it is. He's taken it off somewhere. The other day he came home and it was all like wet and dirty. And I was like, well, that's good. I'm happy that you're using it. He was out cutting firewood and he said it was really warm. So that makes me really happy. So yeah, then I guess we'll move on to works in progress. One of my big goals after I did like my tidy up after the holidays and all that, my holiday knitting, I realized that I had some languishing whips and I wanted to get them done. And I've been feeling really inspired to get them done, but that's a big goal of mine. I'm not casting anything on until I finish the projects that I have like sitting around. Like if there is a half-finished project, I'm going to finish that first. One thing I did do, which I did like I didn't film or anything, I frogged my lazy weekend socks, lazy Friday socks. I just decided that they weren't bringing me joy because it's 1x1 rib for the whole sock. And I think I'm going to, because I love that pattern though. It's by Kaori Katsurata. And I love her patterns. I did the Mof hood of hers. I just love her designs. But I don't have the patience to knit 2 ribbed socks. And another, like it's a sock set. Like there's I think 3 or 4 patterns in the pattern set. And there are other designs that are not ribbed. So I think I will just pivot and choose that and use the same yarn in the same color. So that'll be coming probably next month because I'm working on some socks right now, but I'll be done with them soon. I'm like back into sock knitting hardcore. I looked and last year I only knit 1 pair of socks, which is insane for me. I love sock knitting and I feel like I kind of like lost the mojo for it, but it's back with a vengeance. I have just been sock knitting my heart out. So great segue. I will show you the socks I've been working on. And yeah, you'll be seeing some old projects kind of pop up. And yeah, I guess we'll just look right at that right now at an old project, which after over a year, I think, of not touching this project, I finished the second sock, I think in a week. Because I think I cast this on last week. So it goes to show that if I am like focused in and want to, I can knit socks really fast. It's just that sometimes, I don't know, I lose the groove for it. But without further ado, it is the Rad Radish socks. And so this is the first one that I knit. I looked on my Ravelry. I started it in August of 2024. So that's like over a year since I started it. I don't know exactly like when I finished this one. I'm sure if you go back in the videos, you'll see me talking about it. But that one was done. And then I cast on my second one last week. And I was hoping to not have it finished. I thought I'd show it to you in progress. It's still in progress. But all I have to do is Kitchener stitch my toe. And she's done. And then just in time for spring, that's going to be a while, I will have 2. I don't know if you can see, but this is what I was talking about gauge. They are completely different sizes. And the only difference is that I knit them a year and a half apart. So yeah, it goes to show that things like maybe you should finish them in a more timely manner if they're a pair, but it'll be fine. And this one is a little snug, but I was able to get it over my heel, and this one is super loose. It just is what it is. I've had this happen before with colorwork socks specifically. I think sometimes it's just like my vibe on the day of when I do the color work. I actually prefer the smaller one, like the one I just finished. I think it looks better, but it is harder to get on over my foot. But I'm just so happy this is done. I wanted to be done with this. Part of it was I wasn't super pleased with this sock in the first place because it was so big. And I think it kind of like made me not want to work on this project. But then once I started the next one, I just got super into it and just knocked it out. For yarns, I used the 2 tweed colors, so the brown and this peachy apricot creamy color are from my favorite, Colleen, at Little Lionhead Knits. I love her yarn. You guys know that. She's my favorite indie dyer. I talk about her all the time. And I love her tweed base, her tweed sock base. It's so nice. And I actually have made the brown. I made another pair of socks, my little like toadstool mushroom socks. And I think those are in maybe my first ever podcast. And then this color is called Golden Hour, I'm pretty sure, which I think is a great name for it. Her names are so good. But that color I used to make, I think they're called the Lake Socks by Lotta Lothgren. And I love those socks. I wear them all the time. I would definitely make another pair of those. But yeah, so I got her, I feel like in general her skeins are really generous, but you know, they're just 100-gram sock skeins, but it goes to show that you can get, especially if you're doing colorwork socks, you can get more than 1 pair out of 100 grams, because I still even have a little bit of brown left. This was in a like set, so I don't know the color name for this one. It might be her hot cocoa color. I think that might be what it is. But then you can see I still have a ton of this golden hour left. And I made a whole pair of cabled single color socks out of this. They are kind of like shorties though. They're more like an ankle sock. And then this, and I still have enough left that I could use it as an accent again. And then my accent colors are these two. These are from Brown Sheepcoat. It's their Wild Foot, which might be discontinued now. Not totally sure. I've had that for a while. And then the white, I don't remember. This is just white sock yarn. I want to say it could be from Coats & Co. because I bought a set of minis from them. But I'm not 100% sure. It's just white though, like it's undyed. But yeah, so Rad Radish is almost done. I'll have them finished for the next podcast episode, like blocked and everything, and then I'll put up final photos. But I'm psyched to have them finished. I did want to say too a big thank you about the Rad Radish socks. The pattern was purchased for me as a gift from a lovely subscriber. So I don't know if she wants her name said, so I won't say it, but I just wanted to thank you again for purchasing me that pattern from my pattern wish list on Ravelry. I forget to thank people. And that's the same with the Pelica pattern. My dear online friend Kayla purchased me this pattern. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure to say thank you because it honestly is just such a great, I think, a great way to support knitting creators because they're not very expensive, but it really helps, you know, because we all have to purchase patterns. So I'm always so grateful when you guys do that. On the topic of socks, this is a new-ish cast on. I don't think it's been shown on the podcast yet, but I am loving it. It's another sock. These are the Rucksack socks by Lindsey Fowler, Larkspur Knits, from her book Trails and Valleys that I got at Rhinebeck. So here is, I've only gotten this far on this one. And there's like a sad story about this sock that almost derailed me, but I didn't let it. So I was working on this and the heel is a double knit heel, which I'll get to that in a minute, but Caleb came home for lunch and I had been working on this and I was like, oh, I'm just going to run to the bathroom. Please watch my sock so that Feeny doesn't steal it off the table, which I should have just put it away, but I was like, I'm going to be gone for 1 second. He will watch her. And in the time I was gone, she pulled it off the table and she chewed it. Again, I know my burro got chewed and the sock got chewed. I need to be like way more vigilant, but she chewed it like up here. So I had to rip back all the way to the ribbing and start again. But in a way, always trying, you know, I'm always trying to look at the silver lining, and it was kind of a blessing because I feel like my double knit heel came out better the second time. But I am obsessed with this sock pattern. I think this is going to become my new like go-to vanilla sock pattern. It's not a vanilla sock at all, but like one color sock. Yeah, so it's got a rib. It's like a 7x1 rib. This is 1x1 up here. She calls for a tubular cast on, which I have learned is not my vibe. So I just did a long tail cast on. And then for the heel, like I said, it's a double knit heel, but I also held my yarn double with, so I guess I'll talk about that. This is Rambler from the Woolly Thistle. This was kindly gifted to me from them. Once I became part of their affiliate program, which is a great time to plug. If you are interested in purchasing this yarn, please feel free to use my affiliate link. If you click on that link, I earn a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. But I am in love with this yarn. I feel so like blessed and honored that they gifted this to me, or that they do gift this. This is their in-house yarn. I felt it at Rhinebeck 2 years ago, but I didn't buy any, and I'm so sold. Like, I can't wait to buy more of this. I can't wait to make another pair of these socks. I have it planned out already for the other skein I got, but for my heels and toes, I'm holding double. This is Lang brand reinforcement thread, and I felt like the colors just went so good together. And this I actually buy from my local yarn store, which is Gorgeous Fiber Arts in Owego, New York. So if you're ever in the area, please go and see Anton. He has a great selection of yarn. I am thinking that, well, I know I'm going to need at least 2 spools though to do these socks. Normally you would only need 1 spool to reinforce heels and toes, but because of the double knit, I know I need 2. So I went to his store and I picked up some extras. I may have picked up something else too. But yeah, so that's how far I've gotten on this pattern. I can't wait to make a second one and then make like another pair, another set. I just think it's going to be great. They're kind of designed as like almost an athletic sock or a tech sock, like for hiking, because she has where you can also do ribbing for the arch for some more arch support. I don't think I'm going to go for that because it sounds like a sensory nightmare, honestly. But I could see why you would want that. And again, the double knit heel I think is just great because if it's in your boots and rubbing, that's where I always find, and I'm sure everybody does, the most like wear on my hand knit socks is on the back of the heel. So yeah, that's that. And it's just been so much fun to work on it. Oh yeah, I didn't show, this project bag is from Mabel. You guys saw this, I got it at the festival. And my other one I bought, I actually wanted to talk about this. This is from Mitchell Wool Company. And I love this project bag. It's one of their waxed canvas bags. But I wanted to just talk about their business really quickly. I mentioned them before, but I'd like to mention them again because I know that they're kind of going through it right now, and a lot of independent businesses are, because Amazon has started this weird AI program where they're like, it's called Buy for Me, I think, or Buy for You, where Amazon is using AI to put small businesses' products on their site, and then you buy it like through Amazon. But they did this with no consent from these small businesses, and honestly, it's really messed up, and like it's super glitchy and like not even a good, like people could argue, oh, it's free exposure, but it's not, because the AI is doing it so badly that it's like listing incorrect products, listing things they don't sell, like different businesses don't sell. But I know that Mitchell Wool Company has been affected by that, and I really love their business. I learned about them this year, and I like what they stand for. They really care about their animals and farming and agriculture, which obviously is very dear to my heart. So I just wanted to talk about their business and recommend this project bag. It's a little on the pricier side, not that much though. Like I feel like it's in the middle range of project bags, but I love this design. I'm obsessed. Like these 2 project bags have changed the way I think about project bags, because normally I make my own and I always make them to be about twice as tall as this, maybe a third taller. And I'm realizing I just love a shallow project bag that sits open so then you can see your thing. And then of course, you know, it can drawstring shut. But both of these, I just love the, you know, the more shallow depth. Sorry, my notebook. The more shallow depth of these bags, both of them. They're very different actually, but similar shape. And I love it. It's really changed a lot for me. So yeah, check out Mitchell Wool Company and Mabel. Her bags are just, I love them. They're from Reclaimed Quilts. And then my final project, my final work in progress is the big boy. Hold on. It's the big one. It's in the giant Peace Fleece tote. If you've been here for a minute, you know what's coming. Ta-da! It's Burra. Burra is back in business. So I had wanted to finish Burra for Rhinebeck. Didn't happen. And then I was holiday knitting. I was working on the Pelica for the Cal. But I was about, after I finished Pelica, I was about to cast on a new project. And I was like, no. You have to finish Burra. So I am making some progress. This project gives me such intense anxiety. I think it's going to be okay though. I'm currently doing what did I do? So these stitches are on hold here. I don't know if you can see them. There's 40 stitches on hold. And then I put in a steek and I'm doing the front neck opening. I hope that I did it correctly. Every time I check the errata page, I swear there's more. And I found an error that's not even on the page, or what I think is an error. Maybe I'm wrong. So just if you're going to make this project, proceed with caution because it's a little funny. The truth is, it's actually written pretty clearly and it's fine, but there are just little things that are a little confusing. And like I said, it might be a translation thing because it is originally written in Japanese, so that could be part of it. And one of my subscribers here made a really good point when I was struggling with the gauge, which is that Japanese needle sizes are slightly different than US needle sizes, so that could be part of it too. So I just want to give fair warning that this is not for the faint of heart, this project. I did a while ago, these are my armhole steeks and some underarm stitches on hold. And so it's really, it's really progressing. And like, this is the front. It's like this. It looks kind of weird because I had to put this steek in. Well, this is the center steek that I had to put these stitches on hold. So it's coming together and the end of the body is in sight. I would love to finish this by the end of the week, the body, not the sleeves. Because I read ahead a little bit and I'm like, I just have to do the front neck. Why is that hard for me to say? Neckline, neck hole, neck opening, whatever you want to call it. Like, so that it goes this way. But after that, I just do the back neck line, neck opening. And then I 3 needle bind off my shoulders together, which I'm already intimidated by because I'm pretty sure you do it before you cut your steeks, these armhole steeks, and somehow it's not working for my brain. Like, I feel like you should bind off your steeks, then do your shoulder seams together, then cut your steek. But maybe that doesn't make sense now that I'm saying it out loud. Anyway, if you've done a steeked garment that's all over color work, do you have any advice on that part? Like, would you bind off your steek stitches and then bind off, like separate from your 3 needle bind off, or just do it all as one and then cut? Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. Anyway, back on the burra train, I'm really determined to finish it this time. Like, I am determined. I did knit. Yeah, that's something I didn't say. Along these steeks, I'm doing decreases to kind of make it angled. And I did this one color work motif repeat. I finished that the other day. Maybe next time burra, I'll be able to try on burra. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Because I can't try it on, like with the steeks and everything. I can hold it up a little. And I've been so nervous the whole time that it just looks kind of big. And I'm so afraid that it's going to, I like things oversized, but I don't want it to look ridiculous. But I think it's going to be okay because these are my armholes. And I think it's going to be good. So I can't wait to wear it. I think it's going to be great. And I feel like it would go, oh my gosh, it would go with this dress so good. The whole project has just been such a saga. And I realized that I've been working on it for a year. I cast it on last January. I think I'm gonna have enough yarn too. That was another thing. That's something that is so important for me to tell people is part of the errata is that the yarn quantities are not correct, that could be problematic if you don't check that. So just it's not all sizes, so just double check that before you buy your yarn if you're gonna make that project, so you know. I decided that I'm just going to share 2 little acquisitions and then books, and then we'll be done for today because this is getting very long already. This is not all my acquisitions. I bought some yarn for differing things, but I think I'm gonna show most of that in my plans video because there's no point in showing it all now and talking about what I wanna make with it when, but there is one thing I wanna show you that I bought and one thing that was a gift. When I went to my local yarn store to pick up that Lang reinforcement thread, I also got this crazy Zauberball. I think that's how you say it, right? Yeah. Zauberball. I saw this the last time I was there, this colorway. And I've always wanted to try this sock yarn. I know the Woolly Thistle sells it, but I saw it at my local yarn store the last time I was there. And I thought it was kind of expensive, but I didn't realize it's 150 grams. And so I feel like for the price, it's because I paid $29 for this, but it's 150 grams. So I feel like that's very reasonable. Like, I feel like, especially indie dyed 100 gram skeins of sock yarn are usually like in that $30 range. So for 150 grams, I think it's a pretty good buy. And I just loved this color so much. It reminds me of strawberries. I don't really know why. I guess it's the green and red. but I loved it so much, and yeah, I can't wait to make a pair of socks with it. But I wanted to show you because it's been bringing me so much joy. Like even just as like a little guy, like as an item, like I feel like it's just a nice, lovely object. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys is this. I asked my mom to buy this for me. Like she didn't know about it, but she bought me this for Christmas, and this has just been such a game changer for me. It's something I've wanted for a really, really long time, and yeah, it makes me really happy. So it's a needle wrap, like a needle case, and this is from Emma Ball, who is an artist from the UK. And when I was in Shetland, I didn't see this one, but I saw one of these for sale at the bookstore, and I didn't buy it. And I have regretted it ever since. It's so funny when you're on vacation where part of you is like, oh, I'll just buy whatever I want. I'm on vacation. But then part of you is like, well, don't spend too much money. You're on vacation. Like you might want to buy something later or whatever. So I didn't get it, but I asked my mom to get me one for Christmas. And this is a different design, but it's so cute. It has these little happy sheep on it. That's the outside, and this is the inside. And it is so perfect. So I have my interchangeables in here on the bottom. They're down here. And the ones I have are from Knit Picks. I have the wooden ones, and then I have double of, oh, I guess they're not in here, but I have double of size 6 and size 7, and I have the metal size 7. And then all my DPNs fit up here. And this was just like a really fun exercise because normally I just keep them in the like little plastic package they come in. It's fine, but it doesn't look very nice. And it was really good for me too to assess what size needles I have and I don't have. In the little zippy pouch, you can put all your cables. Obviously this is not sponsored, but I just think this is it's something I've wanted for a long time. And sometimes I feel like organizational tools for knitters don't necessarily work for me, or I don't like them very much, but I had a feeling that a needle wrap would be really helpful for me, and it really is, because now I'm a very visual person, so I can see everything I have, what's missing, then if I see, oh, like I said right now, like one size 6 is missing, so I know that's off in a project, instead of deciding to cast something on and being like, oh crap, like my needles are with another project. I feel like even you could definitely make one of these yourself. It's not that complicated, but I just love Emma Ball's cute little sheep art. That is everything knitting related, I think, that I have to share today. And we'll just talk about books somewhat quickly, and then we'll part ways, and I'll see you again another time, because I'm seeing we're at almost an hour. So I have this stack of books here and another book in my book pouch. But I guess we'll just talk about what's here first and some Kindle books. The first two I'm going to share, I guess, are these two. These are Christmas romances, holiday romances, which I have never in my life read a book like this. I told you guys a little bit about the Christmas Tree Farm in one of my holiday vlogs. I think in the past I would have thought these are very silly, and they're a little silly, but they were super cute. This, I now I'm really invested in reading this whole series. I do think they're kind of fluffy and silly and a little bit spicy, but they're pretty cute too. Like this was just so nice for because this year I really wanted to give myself a Christmas break, and it was so fun to pretend I was a kid again and have my Christmas books. So this one was, I would call this a 3 stars, 3 or 4 maybe. It was fine. It wasn't incredible. I do feel like the series has gotten better. In a way, the first one I think has my favorite characters, but the stories I think get better as you go. This book caught me completely off guard. This book was great. I would call this a 5-star. I got this from Book of the Month. I recently signed up for that program, and I actually really love it. It's making me read things that I normally wouldn't read, and it's just a nice surprise to have in the mail to get a new book. But I picked this because it looked so cute and holiday-y, and the blurb sort of intrigued me. It is a totally bizarre premise, I would say. It's about a guy who is the ghost of Christmas past, and he gets assigned people to haunt, to like, it's like A Christmas Carol, to like make them repent and become better people. But then he gets assigned to this girl, and neither of them can really figure out why he's assigned to her, because she's not a bad person. And yeah, I won't give away anything else, but the story goes from there. And I think it's like a totally weird premise, but it actually is a great book. I loved it. You know, it's romantic, it's sweet, but it also, like, I don't know, this was like surprisingly deep. I feel like it really tackled a lot of issues of like family dynamics and self-worth and people pleasing, and like it just was very relatable to me, I guess. And yeah, it was a cute romance too. So those are two. Now it's a little too late, but you could always read them next holiday season. And then my final book, my final thing I'll talk about is the one I'm reading right now. And it's this book. It's called Cat Dragon. This is by Samantha Birch. You can see here, Feeny bit the corner off my book, and I had to tape it. I couldn't believe it that she ripped it. See, there's a theme here. This book, I've been loving this. This has like not great reviews on Goodreads. People say that it's like hard to follow, the writing is bad. I haven't had that impression necessarily, and sometimes I have these moments where I'm like, maybe I'm the problem, I don't know, but I've been really enjoying it. The world building is great. It is a little like it's marketed as cozy fantasy, and it's definitely cozy fantasy, but I would say it's almost edging into regular fantasy. Like, it's very descriptive, and we're already on an adventure. So like, it's not cozy in the way that like we're just at home doing, it's not low stakes, I guess is a good way to put it. But I also think the cover lends you to think it's gonna be YA maybe, but I don't think that this is, I feel like the writing is kind of more pitched to like an adult. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't finished it. I'm only halfway done, so maybe by the end I will hate it. But so far I'm loving it. It's super cute, and like the magic system, the world building is great. So if you like that kind of thing, I think you'll like it. I think that's all I have to share, but fill me in on what you're up to. Keep sending your knit along submissions. Are you guys having like post-holiday blues? Are you happy it's over? Are you planning anything for the new year? Are you looking forward to new knitting projects? Just let me know how you're doing. I will try to get back to your comments in a timely manner. I feel like now that the whole log of them is done, I won't feel so overwhelmed, and I'll just answer them as they come in. Yeah, thank you. I'm so grateful you're all here. We did hit like 3,300 subscribers, but then I haven't posted for a while, so I think it's fallen below that. But anyway, either way, whether we're at that number or not, I'm so grateful that you're here. If for some reason you have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing. This is very much my like regular content. This is what I started off doing. This is what I probably do the most of, is knitting related content or craft related content. And so if you enjoy that and you like hanging out with me, consider clicking the subscribe button. You can also turn on the notifications bell so that you don't miss any videos. Someone told me recently that if you don't do that, you won't see every post from that creator. And I do use the posts function on here a lot because I know there are many people who follow me here but not on Instagram. It's a great segue. If you would like to follow me on Instagram, my handle is also Caprine Cottage there. I am also on Ravelry. I am on Goodreads. Those will be linked below. I think that both of those are under a different username, so just follow the links in the description. I think that's all I have for you guys today, and I appreciate you being here. I know this was a long one, but there was lots to catch up on, and I'm really looking forward to starting to make videos again in 2026 and sharing all of my projects with you. I feel like my energy has shifted after kind of an intense 2025, and I'm really looking forward to a new year and new projects. So again, thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.